Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 5. Now just quickly before we get into the rest of the video, if you did not watch my video from yesterday, I just want to say thanks for the 100k, but also because some of you might be more interested in the Arrow videos than Flash videos at the moment. So yesterday I asked for questions for a 100k Q&A video. So I did say in yesterday's video that I would ask again in another video. So this is going to be that video. So if you have any questions for that 100k Q&A video, just leave them in the comments section down below. They can be like personal questions or questions on the shows that I might not usually make videos on, like more obscure questions or less important questions, like not worthy of making a video. So yeah, just leave any of those questions in the comments section below. And that video will probably be out next weekend I think I'll be out next weekend. Now over the past week or so, we have had a few information drops on the end of season happenings for our favourite characters across the DC TV shows on the CW. Yesterday we went over some stuff for The Flash, which was predominantly on Savitar and how the reveal of his true identity will make things sort of difficult for the team to deal with and work out a way to go about taking them down. Now with the stuff on Arrow, this is probably to do mainly with the season finale of Arrow. However, it could involve episode 22, which is the second last episode of the season. So Wendy Miracle, who is an executive producer on Arrow, said last weekend at Pallyfest that Star City would be safe come the season finale. There wasn't going to be a citywide threat in the finale. It would be a more personal battle for Oliver this time around, which is obviously much different than the past 4 season finales of Arrow, where Star City, or formerly Starling City, were put under a great deal of threat by the respective big bads of those seasons. Now Mark Guggenheim, who is another executive producer on Arrow, did add to what Wendy Miracle had to say on the finale. Now he said this: "We're not going to destroy the city, we're not even going to threaten the city. In fact, I can also tell you the finale doesn't even take place in the city. Finally, the citizens of Star City can breathe easily in May." The most interesting thing to take from what is said by Marky G is the part about the finale not actually taking place in the city, which does suggest that wherever the finale does take place is travelled to towards the end of the episode before, that being episode 22. Now this place that isn't Star City could easily be in a forest somewhere or just in another city. Like we do know that Prometheus' mother lives in another city, and that could easily be where the finale takes place. But going by some other comments and tweets by certain people, which we will go over in a second, I do believe that the finale could actually take place in the same place that episode 1 of season 1 of Arrow kicked off, and that is Lian Yu, the island. The comment made by Mark Guggenheim was this: "You can expect a good number of returning characters you haven't seen in a while back in the episode." Along with this, we also had a tweet from Guggenheim saying, "Some really great Arrow news coming Monday." So by the time this video goes up, that will be tomorrow that this news is supposed to be coming out. But what could it be? Well, I think it could be the announcement of these returning characters, or at least some of them, depending on how many are actually meant to be coming back. 2 actors who have been teasing their returns of late are Nick Tarabay and Manu Bennett, who, as you can tell by the title, play Captain Boomerang and Deathstroke respectively. Now, Nick Tarabay, who plays Boomerang, has basically confirmed he is coming back thanks to this post on Twitter where he says, "Who really misses this guy? Because as you know, what goes around always comes back around." Obviously referring to his Boomerang. Like, if he doesn't come back this season, then this could go down as one of the most random posts ever, because this guy hasn't posted about Arrow or Captain Boomerang in ages. And yes, I know Boomerang is a Flash villain in the comics, but in the Arrowverse, he has only been seen on Arrow episodes. Sure, one was a Flash Arrow crossover, but it was on the Arrow episode of that crossover, and then his first appearance in the universe was on the previous episode of Arrow the week before, the week before the crossover. So in this universe, he's technically seen as an Arrow villain. In regards to Manu Bennett returning as Deathstroke, while it isn't as likely as Boomerang, he has been teasing it pretty heavily by messing around with Stephen Amell on Twitter, who obviously plays Oliver Queen. At first, I thought Manu was being serious, as he sort of called out a Twitter picture that was posted by Stephen Amell saying, "Nothing bothers me more than BS. Get your facts right, #Arrow." But if you look at the end, he actually signs this tweet as D.S, as in Deathstroke. Now, Stephen's reply is pretty standard. It's not really hinting at anything like that this is them mucking around. but Manu's reply to Steven's reply is for sure like mucking around, as he calls Steven kid, just like Slade called Ollie on the show. He then actually used the exact same wording of that tweet on an Instagram post of Moira about to be killed by Slade Wilson. But holy crap, if this isn't the ultimate tease, then I do not know what is. But one of the most important things to remember in regards to these two characters is that they are both meant to be locked up in the Argus prison on Lian Yu. So it would make complete sense if that is where the finale was to take place, with Prometheus possibly letting them two free to take on Oliver, or it could play out in some other manner. The only thing holding back Deathstroke from coming back, in my opinion, apart from the whole DC EU thing, because, you know, Deathstroke's meant to be in the Batman movie and possibly even Justice League, even though I think that is now redundant as he showed up in the crossover early this year in 2 different scenes. But yeah, the only other thing holding back Deathstroke from returning could be the relationship between Manu Bennett, the actor, and the studio. Manu did publicly criticize the treatment of his character in season 3 in that episode where Ollie and Thea return to Lian Yu. And if you were able to remember back there, Thea defeats Slade fairly easily. And it wasn't only him, fans of the show were sort of annoyed by that episode. Sure, he didn't have Miro Kuru in his system anymore, but he was still like highly trained and skilled, and he shouldn't have been taken down so easily. So I can understand why he was so annoyed and why a lot of people that were watching the show were sort of annoyed, because it was just done way too easily just to like boost Thea's character up. And now if you think about it, was it really worth it? Because Thea's now like hardly in the show anymore, and if she is, she's not even fighting. Now obviously earlier I said that Mark Guggenheim said there was exciting news coming on Monday, like an announcement for Arrow. This could be the casting announcement, it could be something for next season, like a big actors coming to the show and they want to announce it now, announce it early. But I think this could be it, because they do these with these shows sometimes if a character's appearing in a special episode of something, like when Katie Cassidy appeared on Flash last season as Black Siren. They announced that a few weeks early, and they've done it with similar characters as well, like even Katie Cassidy when she was coming back to Arrow for the mid-season finale and mid-season premiere of this season. But Arrow, unfortunately, had its lowest rated episode ever, like live viewing ever, this week. And it was the episode which is possibly in like the top 5 Arrow episodes ever. Like that was a really good episode. Don't think it's the best. I don't think it's probably in the top 3, but definitely in that top 5. I think it makes that top 5 just. That was an amazing episode, and it was the lowest viewed episode of Arrow ever, like in regards to people watching it live. I think when it added in like DVR and stuff, I don't think it's as bad as a handful of other episodes, but it's pretty bad, and they might have taken that really personally because they're actually killing it at the moment on Arrow. It's actually very, very good. So they might be using the stuff that's happening in the finale, like the return of characters, announce it now, even though it could be seen as spoilerish. Announce it now so people come back and they might watch those last 5 episodes, or the last, not 5 episodes, but the last couple of episodes, or handful of episodes leading up to the season finale, because they want to watch this season finale live and experience the awesomeness of the finale. I might be wrong, but the Captain Boomerang thing, like seriously, like he's basically just said, I'm coming back. He could be hinting at Flash, but I don't think he's going to be that useful as a singular villain on Flash. So I think if he comes back to Arrow, especially seeing that he's locked up on Lian Yu, it makes so much more sense. And seeing that Deathstroke is in the exact same prison as him, I think we've connected the dots, and I'd be very surprised if this does not happen. Obviously, they do sort of hint that there's more than 2 characters coming back. So the other characters are going to be returning, but I guess the big ones that most likely could return would be Laurel, maybe, you know, like a flashback, unless they visit Black Siren or something. But I would not be surprised if Laurel was one of the people that came back, most likely in a flashback, because it is the season finale. So the finale of this season is going to be Oliver getting off the island like we saw in the first ever episode of Arrow, and they might show like a Laurel-Oliver reunion or something in the flashbacks there, I don't know. They might have Moira again, like they might have any character that was really in that pilot, like Tommy Merlin could be there as well, any person like that. And then also they could have Sarah Lance or maybe Ray Palmer come in, depending on what happens at the end of Legends of Tomorrow's Season 2, whether these people come back to the normal timeline for a bit, or whether they just stay in the time thing, whatever they call it. Or you never know, they might just bring in Walter, because we haven't seen Walter for a while. Everyone's wondering where the hell is Walter, so they might just bring in Walter, but who knows. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. As I said, leave any questions for that 100k Q&A in the comments section down below if you want to, and just leave your general opinions on this video as well down there in the comments. Would you like to see Deathstroke back? I'm pretty sure a lot of you would be saying yes. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.